The fundamental control center of our body, the brain operates continuously. Even at night, it puts the body to sleep while still maintaining control over all functions, processing incoming data, coordinating the actions of the heart, lungs, and circulatory system, among many other things. Health is impossible without healthy brain function. In addition, the majority of jobs nowadays require mental effort. The brain is more important than ever right now. Surprisingly, despite the fact that we all recognize the value of the brain, we rarely consider maintaining it. Our behaviors, both detrimental and ones we think innocuous, slowly but definitely damage our brain over time. And I want to talk today specifically about these practices. To be completely honest, I was completely unprepared for some of these. I used to do it myself, but I'll be more cautious going forward. Keep watching the video all the whole through to protect your brain. Don't forget to subscribe and to press the bell as well. Let's get going. Insufficient water. A fact, water is necessary for all of our body's organs. But among the first organs to detect dehydration is the brain. It transmits its signals and nerve impulses through water microtubes. Lack of water causes nerve endings to stop transmitting impulses to one another, which causes brain cells to start shrinking and drying up. Memory and concentration are therefore compromised. When doing cerebral labor or studying, we rapidly become exhausted. According to studies, it is harder to solve problems or focus on actions if we lose even 2% of our body weight. There is a video on our channel that discusses the advantages of water for our bodies. See the description's URL. Inadequate sleep. Your brain processes information more slowly, forms new neural connections, and gets rid of toxins if you don't give it time to rest. When we don't get enough sleep, our ability to think clearly slows down, our ability to focus becomes worse, and we have trouble remembering new information. Everyone, I believe, is aware of this from personal experience. The only thing to add is that getting too little sleep has a negative ripple effect. Lack of sleep causes brain cells to die, which can make us more vulnerable to mood swings, migraines the next day, memory issues, and even hormone imbalance in the long term. Additionally, new studies have shown that having insufficient sleep might actually cause your brain to get smaller. The least amount of sleep that your brain needs is thus 7 to 8 hours. Use of sugar in excess of distinct emphasis on sugar. The requirement for glucose in the brain has been drilled into us since childhood. White sugar, however, is damaging to the brain and is not necessary as such. Consuming quick-acting carbs causes a sudden spike in blood sugar levels, which literally damages our brains. Premature aging is caused by the oxidation of blood vessels and brain cells by glucose. Friends, it just so happens that certain fatty acids and ketones, which are created when fats are broken down, can actually provide the brain with the necessary nutrients. More and more research are showing that a mixed diet that includes some glucose and some ketones is even better for the brain. However, it is dangerous because eating too much also raises blood sugar levels. Regular overeating and being overweight have been shown to cause early brain aging in young people. Stress undoubtedly. A little tension may help us calm down and concentrate on finding a solution. Although it's merely little and transient, prolonged stress is incredibly harmful to the brain and can induce a variety of alterations that result in mental problems. People who encounter severe psychological trauma or live with chronic stress frequently see that their memory and attention span suffer. They get irritable, they become easily nervous, and they easily become overwhelmed by small matters. This is not at all surprising. Stress alters the brain chemically and even physically. When under stress, the kidneys release cortisol, which acts like a jackhammer on the brain. With continued exposure, it damages the brain's memory, concentration, control, decision-making, and planning centers. The emotional center also suffers, and the pleasure center's sensitivity to pre-momentum rises, leading to the development of various addictions. A University of California research found that persons who maintain sedentary lifestyles have less memory-related brain tissue. Even exercise, according to the study's authors, cannot undo the harm that sitting in a chair all day long has done to the brain. Reducing inactive time can be accomplished by walking more frequently, working while standing, and generally moving about as much as you can. We have a different video on how to combat a sedentary lifestyle. Please watch it. It's incredibly beneficial. Although you can already see the link on your screen, I'll leave it in the video's description just in case. Oxygen deficiency, the brain's activity slows down dramatically in the absence of oxygen, which occurs most frequently when the air is dirty or a room is poorly ventilated. The sinister aspect of this condition is that, up to a certain point, we are unaware of the issue, and in the meanwhile, our brain activity declines. Otherwise, when we sleep with our heads covered, less oxygen gets into the body since we are breathing previously processed air that is carbon dioxide rich. In actuality, we are the ones who cause the brain to lack oxygen. Working when unwell is hazardous for the same reason. As the body utilizes all of its energies to combat the sickness, heavy mental effort is harmful when we are ill. The brain cannot acquire adequate oxygen during these times. Overload with information, the brain becomes overloaded by constant news reading, social networking, and online learning. It turns out that even the enjoyable material we take in to unwind our minds is mentally draining. The brain is said to be capable of processing 74 gigabytes of info every day. Increased volume causes overload, issues with the neurological system, memory, and even hormones. We also pay close attention to the messages and notifications we get during the day and need to reply to. Additionally, the frequent multitasking that our brains must do weakens them. For instance, one research discovered that our IQ might decline by as much as 10 points when we try to concentrate on a task while being aware of an unread email in our inbox. The use of headphones, it's not healthy for your hearing to listen to music loudly while wearing headphones. But here's what surprised me. It turns out that constant loud music listening with headphones might cause more than simply deafness. For instance, hearing loss is closely related to mental conditions like Alzheimer's disease in older individuals, which makes it difficult for your brain to make sense of what is going on around you. What you have heard cannot be stored in your mind. Therefore, turning down the level on your headphones is a terrific approach to maintain your hearing and mental health. Using screens to interact, the forced use of numerous technological gadgets by modern man to consume information reduces the amount of time spent in live interaction. A 10-minute talk with a friend or family member, meanwhile, enhances memory and cognitive performance. On the other hand, a lack of face-to-face communication reduces cognitive power. A lack of excitement, development, and the brain must continually evolve. Without fresh stimulation, brain activity declines as new connections are not made. Therefore, read a book, solve a crossword puzzle, or play chess in place of watching TV. These activities are excellent for developing the brain and provide a change of scenery, as well as exercise. And last, it would be plain immoral to keep quiet about smoking, drinking, and doing drugs. It's no secret that all of this is highly bad for the body. The brain is also no different. These practices have a significant impact on how quickly our primary command center is being destroyed, and the repercussions are grave consequences.